Good morning. This is day 26 of cycling from Bangkok to Shanghai. And as you can see, we had pretty heavy rains all through the night and this entire morning as well. We kind of walked around and we're sussing out the area this morning. We just walked to the shops and all of the streets here are completely underwater, which is why today we made the decision to prioritize our well-being and our equipment as well. I just got a really big drop on the top of my head. And we're gonna take a transport to Hanoi. We wanted to get to Hanoi today anyway, and it's about 100 kilometers, which we would have cycled, but we're just gonna take a transport instead. Get to Hanoi dry, safe and healthy. Again, prioritizing our health today and our equipment, and just gonna show you around Hanoi for the day basically when we get there.
Yeah.
That's very now fit.
Okay.
It's so dirty.
Đồ ít lắm.
Oh Jesus.
No easy way of doing it. I thought we were gonna strap the bike like standing on top of the car. It would have been a lot easier probably. Same with this one.
Same with this one. Come on, thank you so
Can
much.
you review?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Very nice.
Very good place.
Thank you.
You go in the front, I go in the back. Okay.
Đông mà, anh đông mà.
Yes.
Ông nội anh Phúc.
Made it. Just take the jacket off.
Vâng, ok em đi ạ.
Okay.
Right. In less than 2 hours we've made it to the busy big city of Hanoi. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Feel like an absolute failure right now. Now, the reason that I feel like we sort of failed obviously is because not cycling this section of 90 or 95 kilometers today. But I guess the whole point of this challenge here was basically to travel overland from Bangkok to Shanghai with our bicycles, or if by any means necessary, basically to get from Bangkok to Shanghai. It's to challenge ourselves mentally and physically, and it has definitely done that already to a massive extent. So in one way, I feel like we failed. On the other way, I feel like this is just a very small percentage of our trip. I'm very happy though to have arrived in Hanoi, and from here we're going to be applying for our visas for China, so that's probably going to take us roughly around 5 days or so. It's supposed to take 4 working days for the visa to come through, so that's what we're going to do here. And we're also going to eat all of the banh mi. We're already sitting here at a banh mi cafe. We just literally inhaled our first 2 banh mis, so we're going to eat all the banh mi, we're going to drink all the coffee, and we're going to get the visa for China. We're also going to eat some bun cha as well. And we're going to explore Hanoi today and over the next few days, and we obviously will be showing you guys little pieces of Hanoi because it's a very cool city. And we need to check into our accommodation. The check-in is in like the next hour or so, so we're just going to chill here until then, and then we're going to give you guys a room tour as well.
And even though we feel kind of a little bit failed along the way, it was really raining on and off the entire time, so I'm sort of happy that we didn't sit in the rain or cycle in the rain on and off all day today, because that 95 to 100 kilometers would have for sure taken us 6 hours or so, depending on the traffic. So I think it was a smart decision.
Also, before we check in, we decided to treat ourselves to some salt coffee, because what would Hanoi be without the coffee culture? Oh, unbelievable. So good. It's next level.
This one is really good.
Yeah.
Very tasty.
Oh.
A dog just walked past. Both of us lost complete focus because the dog walked past. This is very tasty coffee.
Right, welcome to our dungeon lair apartment in Hanoi, Vietnam. This is quite literally a proper, authentic, old Vietnamese sort of French Quarter in Hanoi building. First impressions when we saw it from the outside, doesn't look great. And it's kind of just incredibly small. I really have to like squeeze through everything, but the room itself is beautiful. Check it out. So this is our beautiful, actually, I think it's very nice apartment. The staircase is a bit of a nightmare. It's like vertical and tiny, but this apartment is very, very nice, and it's great value for money, I have to say. We're only paying about 18 euro per night for this place, and it's basically a studio apartment. So you have a big double bed here, and it's right in the center of a very nice kitchen, so we can actually cook for ourselves if we want to. We have a full sort of body length fridge. We have apparently high speed internet as well. I don't know what the speed is or what's considered high speed in Vietnam, but we have our own router with internet. We have a big flat screen smart TV. We also have a washer out here on the balcony. I'll actually show you guys the balcony. Let's see. Yeah, slide the door open. This is our little Hanoi balcony here, where you can glance up into the grey sky of Hanoi. And down here, this was exactly what I was talking about. So when you walk in first, this is sort of what you're greeted with. Not exactly what we thought the place would look like, but hey, first impressions, never judge a book by the cover, and that is exactly the case with this place. I think it's actually very nice. This is our washer. Hopefully it's a washer and dryer, because they do have this here where you can hang clothes, but as we've said now in multiple videos, because of how humid it is, stuff doesn't dry when you hang it up here in Vietnam. This here, I think, is probably one of my favorite parts of this place, is this sort of carpet with the cushions and everything. It's almost kind of like a Middle Eastern, almost Chinese type of a vibe. And you can sit here on the floor, you can make yourself some tea or coffee, and then you can just relax and watch some cool shows.
Yeah, the only thing that is a bit iffy is the bathroom.
Is the bathroom iffy?
Other than that, it's fine.
Oh, I haven't looked in the bathroom yet. This place, I think, though, is very nice. Okay, the bathroom, straight off first impressions, it's kind of like a little bit dusty, but I think it might have to do, it kind of looks like it was very recently renovated. So I think they kind of put it together, and it's kind of like a little bit of leftover stuff here and there. But all in all, it's basically just a wet room. It's probably just going to serve the purpose of doing a poo or having a shower. And yeah, this is our place. We're going to be here now while we're sorting our visas so we can cross over the land border into China. Hopefully within the next week we will be making our way from Hanoi in the direction, I think the next place after here will probably be the direction of a place called Lang Son, which is up a little bit of elevation towards the border of China, where we will hopefully be crossing over into Pingshan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Pingshan, and then heading across basically the entire country of China.
Essential things as well. We have a drying function on our AC. Exactly 1 year ago when we were in Hanoi, everything that we owned, including camera equipment, molded away. So this time around we will be super careful, and we will just let the AC run on dry 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, basically all of our equipment. We lost well over, I would say, about 1,500 euro worth of stuff the last time when we were in Hanoi. And we had to go and change everything. We had to go and get new luggage. We had to go and change everything we own. So that was a nightmare. It's not going to happen this time, fingers crossed. But I think what we're going to do now is relax a little bit, and then we're going to head out, probably get some food and show you guys around a little bit of Hanoi, because it is the capital of Vietnam for a reason. I just want to show you guys something because this is really important to us, and it's probably really important to a lot of you guys as well. This is the internet speed test that I just ran here in this apartment. It's 363 megabyte download and 527 upload.
It's been a few days since recording the first part of this video, and that is due to the fact that the banh mi that we finished eating in the beginning of the video gave me the worst food poisoning since a sandwich that I ate in India 2 years ago. But yeah, now we're back healthy. We're back and healthy and ready to go and explore Hanoi a little bit more. I'm happy to say that I survived the food poisoning, even though it was here and there not the nicest thing. Xin chào. Not the nicest thing to do. This little area here of Hanoi that we booked ourselves into, by the way, is very, very calm and relaxed. Today, however, very cold day. It's only 14 degrees here in Hanoi, but at least it's not raining, so fingers crossed it stays that way.
Today is going to be a full day of exploring Hanoi. It's going to be a different type of video. It's not going to be us on the bikes struggling to get to the next destination. It's going to be us enjoying ourselves and being tourists here in Hanoi. First things first, we're going to get some breakfast, and we're going to do it right. Some of the housing situations here in Hanoi are incredibly interesting. A lot of colonial architecture around the city, and this is something that you'll commonly see in Hanoi. It's people just hanging their clothes out directly here on the street. It sort of speaks to how safe this city is. Hanoi is an incredibly safe city. We've been here before, and yeah, you can walk out at night, in morning, whenever you want really, and it's a very, very enjoyable place to be. Plenty of tourists here as well. A common thing you're going to run into as well here in Hanoi is the directions. So Hanoi is basically entirely made up of streets like this, so not even streets, little alleyways, and they're typically incredibly interesting places where you can just wander in and quite literally just get lost in the city. Xin chào. And of course, everybody will still cruise through the alleyways on their scooters, because that is the mode of transport here in Hanoi. And trust me, once you get into the old quarter of Hanoi, millions. You will just see a never-ending stream of scooters. Yeah, we've got to go around to the right, check out the wires. But this is the exact way to discover the real Hanoi, is all of the old buildings. You can find them in places like this. They're all sort of like this here, for example, all sort of packed in tightly together, stacked on top of each other, and you can just go for a wander for quite literally hours on end and discover new places to eat, new coffee shops, places to have breakfast. And then when you wander out of the alleyways, you'll find yourself on big busy streets like this. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is get ourselves this. They have like a deal, so you can get like a certain amount of banh siu and then nem, which I think is rolls. And I'm not too sure what type of rolls these are, but we're gonna get this one here. It's only 91,000 dong, and you get 3 banh siu and 5 rolls. I'm not sure if it's spring rolls or what type of rolls they are, but check it out. This is the cooking station for the banh siu. Wow. Nice. None. Cool. smells very good. It smells amazing. And this here is like a typical place that you would see in Hanoi in terms of like restaurants. This is like the usual seating arrangements. They're really fond of these like steel tables here. It's almost like kind of a communal cafeteria vibe.
I think they're like very easy to clean and durable as well. So you can just like have the same type of seats for a very, very long amount of time and keep them very clean. So I think that's why they have these everywhere.
Oh wow, have a look at the breakfast feast that we have managed to get ourselves. Now the rolls, these are not spring rolls at all. They're actually kind of more of like, I guess you could call it like a satay. Do you know how to eat? No?
How do you eat this one? This one I don't remember.
I'm gonna say that we don't know how to eat, so he shows us. Because I want like a little bit of a refresher as to how to eat. Okay. So you take a scissors. You cut up the plastic glove. So banxiao, by the way, guys, is like a stuffed rice flour or rice pancake. It's popular in the central regions of Vietnam, and it's typically cooked on a skillet, which is what this young guy was cooking it on. So you've got to segment your banxiao pancake up into digestible pieces. Yeah, we feel like kind of like you feel like a kid.
And then?
Oh, then you take this. Take some vegetables, some salad.
Bitter greens.
Some bitter flavors. Yeah, the bitter greens are very popular here in Vietnam as well. Cilantro. Kind of like a blend of everything. Whatever this stuff is.
Cucumber.
A whole bunch of different things. And then you layer your banxiao. And then you wrap it in the rice paper. I think it's rice paper.
You can try this one.
Yeah.
It's like a cigar.
Oh.
And then you go like this.
Like a cigar.
Oh, you dip in this one, no?
And then you dip it in here. Okay.
Deep.
Oh. And then eat.
Okay.
Eat. Okay.
Now you shove it up where the sun don't shine. Yes?
Oh.
Thank you.
Naan.
No. He's gonna do it again. And what do you do with this one? You just eat like this?
Yeah. You just wrap it up.
Ah,
He's gonna
okay,
put that
okay.
on for you now.
Nice. But what about the stick? Oh.
Xin mời.
Now you have a cigar. Come on. Thank you. What a gentleman.
Actually, like, we have eaten banxiao before, but it's so long ago that I literally didn't remember.
It's over a year ago now.
I didn't remember what to do with these.
Yeah.
I knew you have to roll it somehow, but I wasn't really sure which parts to put into what. I hope this isn't oyster sauce, but I think it was vinegar, no?
It's delicious. Very, very nice. Proper fresh. Real fresh ingredients.
The nams are really tasty. The rolls, the meat rolls.
Beautiful.
Now I also know why you have to dip it so long. It's so that the rice paper gets a little bit moister.
Yeah.
Moist.
A little bit
Moisterer.
moisterer.
And then it's easier to bite off.
How good is that? Huh?
You want to exchange?
Hold on, I want one more bite of this because this is 10 out of 10. Oh.
This kind of nearly tastes like a Vietnamese kebab.
Yeah?
It's good.
Oh.
It's very tasty.
Oh, it's so
Banxiao.
good.
Banxiao is usually filled with lots and lots of like these little red shrimp.
Yeah.
And then you have some meat parts in there and some like mung beans and stuff.
How good is that? Get a proper flavour from the bitter greens.
That's very tasty. I do prefer the
You like this one?
Vietnamese kebab.
Nice. Give it a go. Oh. That's seriously good. Now I will say, this is not a typical food or breakfast or lunch in the northern parts of Vietnam where we are, but we saw the sign. We saw the sign from the street, and we immediately were like, we love banh siêu, and we remembered it from last time. So we just had to give it a try.
Luke really enjoys banh siêu. For me, it's like I eat it, but it's not my favorite Vietnamese dish. But I think it's very tasty.
I think Naomi's number one is probably bun cha.
Bun cha, yeah.
Bun cha,
which is actually from the northern
from
parts.
Hanoi, yeah. Oh, we're gonna absolutely devour this. Okay. On. Tasty. Now we're ready to go and explore Hanoi.
By the way, the area that we're currently staying in is called the West Lake area, which is always and forever the area that we stay in Hanoi, because it's like a healthy mix of foreigners and locals, and the foreigners that you do find here are usually more like digital nomads, expats and so on, whereas if you go to the old quarter, it's very, very heavy on the tourist side of life, which usually makes life a little bit more stressful, prices a lot steeper, and kind of areas a little bit uncalm because you have more of that like party type of aspect with it. Obviously in the old quarter as well you have the beer street and whatever, so if you're more of like a party person and you want to be where lots and lots of things are happening, go and stay in the old quarter. If you're more of like a calm, I want to sit in a cafe and try some local food type of a person at a reasonable price, then come and stay at the West Lake. We usually go for the West Lake because I feel like we're kind of out of the party time zone of our life. I kind of feel like you give that hat away when you're like entering your 30s at the latest. We're like, okay, if we do want to party, we can still go to the old quarter, but like we don't need it in our life. So that's why we're staying at the West Lake. Ooh, pork belly. That looks very tasty.
Yes guys, so we're being tourists for today, as I said at the beginning of the video, and we made our way now to the mausoleum of Ho Chi Minh, or otherwise known as Uncle Ho, and he was a Vietnamese revolutionary and the founder and first president of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. A very, very important figure here in this country, and this is the area where it attracts many, many tourists to come and check this out. And it's basically a big, beautiful square here, big Vietnam flag parked right there in the center, and everybody comes here for all of the typical photo opportunities. Now there's a big thick yellow line we are not supposed to go past, and plenty of guards that will tell you off to your face if you cross it. We just saw it happen there a second ago. Nonetheless, it's quite a cool looking thing.
You can enter this area, by the way, without paying any fare and without making an appointment or anything like that, so you don't have to previously reserve a slot. Just come and enjoy the area. It's very nice.
Yeah. We actually have the weather on our side, believe it or not, today. So for the very first time in Hanoi, actually, we saw sunshine a few minutes ago. And yeah, it's a nice place to come and just sort of go for a nice walk as well. It's kind of one of the few places in Hanoi that has such a vast open area where you can just walk around.
Around the area of Ho Chi Minh's museum, around the area of Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum, around the area of Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum, by the way, you have lots and lots of these beautiful, in the screen, of these beautiful alleys here. Ooh.
People don't stop for red lights here.
This man did not stop at all, even though it was a zebra. This is chaotic. Anywhoosies, around the area of Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum, you have lots and lots of these beautiful alleys. What are they called with the trees on each side? I forgot. Avenues?
Avenues, yeah.
Oh, you have beautiful avenues here. And then There's also lots and lots of cute little cafes and kind of like artisanal shops and so on. So the area is not only great to explore for the purpose of the mausoleum, but also just to kind of roam around and have a look around. It's a very nice area.
Well guys, would you look at this? We really are being tourists today. We just randomly stumbled across probably the #1 tourist attraction here in Hanoi, and that is the train street, the infamous train street. So this is quite literally a street of cafes and restaurants and everything else that's quite literally just built on a train tracks. And every now and then, I believe every couple of hours or so, a train will pass through here and very, very closely just skim by people. It is, as you can see, the #1 place to come to take your Instagram photos. So I think we're gonna just go for a little bit of a walk. Hopefully the train doesn't come while we're walking.
Oh yeah, I hope it won't. The last time we were in Hanoi for like a month, and we never actually saw the street.
Yeah.
We just stumbled across it by accident. Like literally, we were walking down to go towards the old quarter, and we came across it. It's nice to just walk over, but I think I wouldn't necessarily sit down and wait for the train.
You can snap a few nice photos here. Nonetheless, it's mad to see the tracks just running straight through all of these businesses here.
Maybe they saw it in India and then they just said, I'm doing the same.
It's a nice thing to see, but I don't know. I don't think I would sit down and get something, because for like a normal coffee they want like 70,000 dong, which is nearly €3, I believe.
It's 2 times, so it's a 100% markup on a regular coffee here.
2 to 3 times, yeah. Sometimes you can even, like the lowest usually is like 20 to 25,000 dong for a coffee. There's like 70,000, so I don't know. It's nice to see, but like not to stop. You know, you're getting closer and closer to Old Town if you start seeing the North Face and the Patagonias and the Fjallrevens and so on. But just to be honest, like it's one of the things that I do quite appreciate about the northern parts, and also the southern parts actually of Vietnam. You can get lots and lots of very high quality, kind of like first copy stuff. Exactly a year ago I had gotten a hoodie from Patagonia, which of course was fake, I think for like $10, and I threw it out this year because it was too thick to travel with, so it was kind of like too bulky when we had left to go and do our bicycle thing. So that's why I had thrown it out, but it was still like fine. Really could have lasted another year or two for sure for like a tenner. Really good.
Well, have a look at this absolutely beautiful cathedral here. This is St. Joseph's Cathedral, one of the oldest Catholic churches in Hanoi, built by the French colonial government, of course, and still standing. It's actually very beautifully kept, so I have to say well done to the people that are looking after this. There's also a beautiful statue over here of Mary, and it's just a gorgeous place. Again, plenty of people are here to take photos, and I'm wondering if we can actually go inside, because that would be a really nice thing to go inside. I have to say, Hanoi is bloody gorgeous.